And we live on Facebook as well as YouTube. And I'm with the beautiful and wonderful folk of Releasing Eagles. And I want to say hello to Dr. Candice and Megan and Lance. Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
Hey, very, very well.
Hi,
Hi,
so
Mark.
Marco, you're doing well. Thanks.
So you can hear excitement there. I've got the good folk of Releasing Eagles with me, and it's been a while. And just like what's happening on the screen, I think they've expanded. So I've got new members with Dr. Candice Booysen. En ik brag dus altijd van Dr. Candice. Before I get to Megan and before I get to Lance, I want to say hello to my homegirl. This is the only way I get to see her as now virtually. And you can check it out on Facebook if you know Candice Booysen. She is sorry, Lance, and sorry, Megan, and sorry, everybody. She's from the center of the universe, Heidelfeld. Hello, Dr. Candice.
Absolutely the center of the universe. Love the United States of Heidelberg. That's where
We like
I'm
we brag.
proudly from.
And so I wanna sort out something, Candice. So the organization is called Releasing Eagles. So I reckon I'm speaking to the main eagle today, hey, because you have been releasing eagles for years and years and years. I was thinking about when I started out here at CCFM, I stood in for Preston one evening, and remember we were here with the rest of Heidelfeld. We were here with Warren and as well as Alfonso Page, and we were just talking about what can be accomplished on the Cape Flats and elsewhere as well. I think I've got one of your other members. Let me just let them in. Let them in. Hlengiwe, we're getting all of them.
Anyway,
So if you guys are watching via Facebook, you'll see these beautiful faces. Before I get back to Candice or Dr. Candice, Megan, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Marco. What an honor to share this space with you today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, before she outs me, it's been a while come in the making. So I'll have to sort Megan out on another occasion. But Megan also a fellow professional in the broadcasting space. And Lance, hello to you, the lone male so far on the stream. Besides me, now, how are you doing?
How's it, Marco? No, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. No complaints on my side. Yeah, great to be here. And hi to all the listeners and viewers, man.
And then I gotta say hello to Hlengiwe Madonsela. Hello, how are you, ma'am? Okay, that you muted. You muted. You need to unmute yourself. We can't see you at the moment. You got your avatars or your camera is muted or off, and you also gotta just enable your audio there as a bliffling giveaway. But Dr. Candice, let's start from the beginning. Let's start before we get to Releasing Eagles. I think a lot of what Releasing Eagles is about a village raising somebody that's now Dr. Candice Booysen. Maybe you want to take people back to your journey, because I think it's important. A lot of kids also these days might think I can't make it, and maybe you're thinking it's a bit tough, and they need to realize that Dr. Candice was one of those people that studied in candlelight or adverse conditions, but you've turned out pretty good, well sought after in the world. I think that's Hlengiwe, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Okay, we finally see her as well. Welcome to the
Sorry.
stream. Well, I'll get back to you now, Hlengiwe, but quickly to Dr. Candice. Take us back to the beginning of how this whole journey started.
well, thank you so much once again for the opportunity, Martha. It's always nice to reconnect with you. Releasing Eagles started 18 years ago.
Sure.
18 years ago. And you're absolutely right, Marco. Many, many years ago, we sat in that movie studio, and just young people with high hopes, very little resources, and huge dreams. We had massive dreams, and Releasing Eagles was birthed out of a need to give back, and to honor and thank the people that had invested in me. I come from a single parent home. I'm the eldest of 3 children. When Marco talks about going to study at UWC, I didn't have money every single week to take a taxi to the university. My mom is a factory worker, was a factory worker, was single parent, as I said. And I was raised by the help of mentorship or mentors in my life. And people like the Warren Charleses are still in my life, the Marion Lavelots, Fred Lucas, Donovan Jacobs, Dr. Donovan Jacobs, also soon Dr. Warren Charles. And we were a community of young people. I don't believe that, I want to say to all young people out there, you're never alone. You can always look over your shoulder and you'll find someone if you look hard enough. And Releasing Eagles is that place for young people to be supported, to be guided. We are so humbled to still be able to have this vision and to have been able to serve more than, I think, Megan, the last time we did the stats for Discovery when they inquired, it was more than 1,200 young people, and people now working in global organizations. And it was birthed out of a heart for, I think, when I asked my mentor, Marco, I asked Warren, what can I do to say thank you? And because my life trajectory just changed by the power of mentorship and coaching later on.
Yeah.
And it's a simple statement. He said, go and do for others what I've done, how I've done for you. And it's 18 years later, in that first year, when he said that, I found myself mentoring 12 young women. One of them is currently in Florida, in the US. And I can say it is, I guess I was really grateful, right, to have taken 12, because if I have to say, if I had to take 12 mentors alone on today, I probably would not be able to do it.
Jesus also took on 12 at one stage. Hashtag just saying, Candice, 12 is very significant. But you got an amazing story. And when I look on the screen, I look at Hlengiwe and I look at Lance and Megan joining a team. And you mentioned that figure of 1,200 plus that's come through your hands. That's amazing. And when I look at your website, I've looked at a few of the young people that's come through. And I think to myself, imagine there wasn't anybody to mentor that potential and to mentor what they could become and to speak into someone to say, you actually can be who you want to be. You actually can get to that destination. And I think the fact that people has taken your hands and people have journeyed with you, Candice, it's a great way to pay it forward. And I want to commend you for releasing Eagles. I like it. Not just like it, I love it. The fact that you are releasing Eagles, and that speaks volumes because you see already from the get-go what is in people, and to release that into the world, that's amazing. And I'm pretty sure that those Eagles are also releasing other Eagles wherever they find themselves. Let's bring in the thorn amongst the roses, and I'm also the other thorn. Lance, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Yeah, I'm doing well. Everything's rosy on my side.
I see. I can on the screens, Rosie, as well. But tell us a little bit about your involvement with Releasing Eagles.
Yeah, sure. I started releasing Eagles quite not too long ago, about 3 years ago. The program itself has really, not just changed my life. It's changed just, my total thoughts on how to live my life and how to basically assist the others, the youth that's coming up. From what I can say, and Candice makes it sound so modest. I mean, but it's not just that we are helping one or two individuals, but the focus and the impact it has. We use this on our weekend away. We call it generational impact. So that you're teaching one person right now, but as that progresses, the next person that they start to engage with, that emotional intelligence they pick up from the Releasing Eagles model, it just flows like we're a drop in the ocean, and it just starts ripple effect from there. And that's one of the loveliest things that we could see, with your own eyes, and just see how it grows.
No, I love that, and I can see it for myself. And having been involved with Candice over the years, I know firsthand what it took for her to get there, the sacrifice, and it's all worthwhile to see that being paid forward to other people, that she's not kept things to herself. I've got a life quote as well, and I think Candice probably will cotton onto that. Is that a candle that lights another candle never loses any of its own light? And I see that in Candice, and I see that in you as well. But Megan, my good friend Megan Edwards, let me make up a little bit by chatting to you before I land up in trouble again. Megan is also a fellow professional in the broadcasting space. Megan, talk to me about your role in regards to releasing eagles.
Wow, I mean, let me first go 5 years back. You know, when I joined Releasing Eagles, I was really on the verge of starting out in the broadcasting space. And Releasing Eagles, I found them and I wanted to give back. And sometimes we think that we have something to give, but we don't realize how much there is for us to gain as well. You know, it's done so much for me too, in terms of the life coaching I've received, the people I've worked with, and just that sense of community around me as I was starting out in broadcasting. So I got involved in Releasing Eagles as well, and it's just been incredible. I mean, we talk about that saying, or that quote that says, "A candle loses nothing by lighting another," and that's exactly what Releasing Eagles is about. We talk about the 1,200 people who've come through the hands of Candice Booysen and the team, but the overspill of that is just magical, you know. I've gone on to mentor people in the radio space, in the voice and speech space. So many people within this organization has gone on to start their own NGOs and their own communities and giving back in their communities as well. So it's just like Lance was saying, yes, we're a drop in the ocean, but it's an overspill. You know, once you just flip that top open, what has come from it is just amazing. So yes, I've been mentoring for about 5 years. And then last year I took over in a time of crisis. I took over as PR. And you know what God does? You know, he's always creating opportunity in the midst of crisis. And that's what he did for Releasing Eagles. And we just have the right people. Candice always says when they meet with new people who would like to join the organization, we try to talk you out of it because we actually want you to really be here. So everyone who wants to be here or who is here wanted to be here. So it's just been incredible, really.
And I want to say, maybe you must mentor me also, Megan. I don't know. Maybe I need some mentorship in the broadcasting space. But I want to I want to bring in. I think I'm going to release some of my own eagles as well, Candice, if I may. But let's talk to Hlengiwe quickly. I don't know where that other sound is coming from. Somebody wants to get in. But hello to you, Hlengiwe. Tell us a little bit what you do at Releasing Eagles.
Hi everyone. So I'm Hlengiwe. Man, Releasing Eagles is home to me. Hey, more than anything, it's it's family. It's where it's at. I get to be myself and just also grow and also learn how to be disciplined and just learn a few more things than I would generally learn at home as well. So I started out as a mentee about 6 years back. And then, currently I am mentee coordinator, part of the leadership team. So I just, my role in Releasing Eagles is just kind of like an all-rounder. I like to feature everywhere. So it's home for me more than anything.
I love that. And
sorry, Marco, I have to say to you that this young lady, she is a chartered accountant in the making. She had her first flight to Cape Town last week or the week before. And she is a young, incredible woman that she attracts all our mentees. And she got her first job through Releasing Eagles. Someone in the network, in the RE family, actually connected her. And Hlengiwe, with your permission, I think she faced one of her biggest challenges as a young person. And I want to share this because it might be somebody out there that might be facing the same challenge. How many of you are enrolled at university, but you don't have registration fees. You are a top performing student, and that's one of the things that is a real challenge for young people out there. She was a top student, and the only thing that stood between her and her degree was registration fees, not her tuition fees, registration fees. And I remember the leader of Johannesburg RE contacted me, and we had X amount in our RE bank, and it was all of it for registration fees. And I remember we called the leadership team, and without thinking twice, we emptied the account, because I truly believe, like the woman on the beach, the one star that you have to throw in, and saying, well, there's so many stars on the beach, starfish on the beach. Why would you bother with the one? And somebody bothered with me. Somebody bothered with this one person, and it affected 1,200, even other organizations.
And counting.
We serve other NPOs. We partner with other NPOs. We sometimes invest in other NPOs. And Hlengiwe is one of those individuals there's so many young people worth investing. And I just want to say to that young person out there who's thinking, I am a great student. I don't know where to go. Don't lose hope. Help is around. Just tap into your networks. And sorry, Marco. Sorry, Hlengiwe. I just simply have to share that.
I did say she's from Heidelberg, and from one doctor to another, Dr. Donovan Jacob says it's beautiful to see Christ expressed through Candice. More grace to her and her team. That's from Dr. Donovan, and so for me, I always look at the potential, the vast potential that we come across daily, and when you just mentioned a little bit about Hlengiwe, there's so many other Hlengiwes out there that sometimes we miss them, and I applaud you, Candice, and I applaud the team for recognizing what is on others. It's not always easy to bring out what's inside of you and then bring it out in others. I think a great example, I just mentioned Dr. Donovan. He's one of those people that he's got the ability to bring out what's inside of him and then put that on others without really cloning them in their image or in your image. And so when we look at releasing eagles, and people's probably wondering what's happening with all of these eagles in the studio, but it's about investing in others. It's about what you have inside of you and giving it freely to others, and seeing that they can also pay it forward in that regard. I want to ask this question. I see Lance there, and often what I see a lot of female eagles, man. A lot of female eagles. Do we get some of the male eagles coming through the organization? Maybe Lance, help us out here.
That's a good question, Marco. So Candice has pushed the releasing eagles for the last 18 years, and through her guidance, we've actually started creating the space where we start focusing on the man child or the boy child, and giving them that that kind of bit of security to let them know that there is someone thinking about them as well. A lot of the time, boys have all of this type of pressure that they're experiencing, and from what we experience, a lot of this boy pressure, people think to seem that it's the outside source sometimes, where it's a gang-related violence kind of thing, or the outside influences, and sometimes we tend to look past the inside influences, where you have some people where parents are still trying to grow their dream through their child. Where a child doesn't want to be, for example, an archaeologist or whatever the case may be, but they want to follow their passion, and they're kind of driven into this one little a slot, and there's no guidance for them. So I was used to say, how do I help? Because I also didn't have any mentors when I was younger. I kind of went, I came from the single mom background. My mom also came from the Manenberg area.
So close,
but then moved us out.
Close
just too far, just Elsie's-Kraal. So when we moved over to Joburg, we moved over. There was no support system or anything like that. She was a single mother, and I always say to myself, I wish I could have someone that, and I started very early. I started at 14 or 15, where I wanted somebody to teach me as simple as how to shave. Because the kids at school would laugh at me because I
Well,
never
we,
had a
we
father.
see it didn't help now. We see on screen with the beard.
Yeah, lazy day. So as we fast track, we listen to some of these kids, and you want to be you want to be the change that you see. As I say, be the change you want to see. And as we started with this, we've started talking to some of the boy figures, and now we have a backer boy male setup for the boy or child. We do quite a number of hikes per year, and it's amazing as peers what they talk about and how they help each other organically once they're in a space and knowing that they're not alone as well.
Sure. It's so beautiful talking to the eagles, and I say it on purpose. I say eagles on purpose because it takes an eagle to release another eagle, and so that's why I mentioned you guys the way you are. Candice, I'm going to leave the final word to you in a bit, but I want to just go around the panel quickly because we've run out of time. There's so much to talk about. We've not even scratched the surface in terms of what RE is all about. So, Megan, in terms of encouragement and advice to the young folk out there, because we're specifically talking about raising up these eagles and releasing them. What advice would you give to a youngster listening to you now if they want to get into the space like what we are in, or anything for that matter? What does it take? What does it take for them to fulfill their dreams?
Thanks, Marco. Well, you know what? I realized many, many years ago that if I was not going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, then it meant that I wasn't willing to do the work. So my biggest sort of ethos that I live by is do the work. Go and learn about it. Surround yourself with the people who are doing it. And also source out mentors. If there's someone in your community or in the space that you're in, or in this industry you want to get into, it's okay to approach someone and ask, listen, will you help me? Will you mentor me? And it's very important to do that. Mentoring and even coaching is such a pivotal part of the development. And sometimes people don't even know that they're mentoring you. When I look back, I always said, oh goodness, before I found Releasing Eagles, I wish that I had mentors, but I actually did have mentors. I did have mentors, and I actually just bumped into one of my mentors from Bonteheuwel back in the day, passed away. Yesterday I bumped into him, and I realized I had all these people that God had placed in my journey, and they were really responsible for getting me to the starting line, at least to the starting line. So it's okay, but get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You're gonna have to.
I love that. I love that. Hlengiwe, maybe you've been too quiet, and I think you have an amazing story. I should actually be talking individually to all of these eagles. And so Dr. Candice have just mentioned a little bit about your journey, but if you could advise anybody that's been or is in your situation, or where you found yourself before, in terms of you have this dream, maybe the only stumbling block is resources, but you want to achieve something. What would you advise them? How would you advise them to go about things?
I think one thing, I'd echo what Megan was saying, that be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Do not be afraid to ask, because you might just find that you telling your story to someone is what's going to bring you what you need. So I found myself just mentioning that to the original leader at the time. I was like, no, I passed very well. And she was asking in passing, how did the academic year go? And I was like, what? I did so well. But now I can't even view my results, because she's like, why? I'm like, I have outstanding debt. And that's when, little did I know, that conversation of asking how my results went would lead to me actually being sponsored and being able to register for the new year. So one thing I'd like to leave with any youngsters out there is that do not be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong. I think we always have this thing where we're too proud to reach out. And what I've learned over the years is how you're going to get to things if you don't ask, because we are put on this planet not to work alone, but we put to work in unity. And it's true when we say together we can definitely achieve more. So keep on aspiring to inspire, and don't settle for mediocrity when you can be outstanding.
I love it, and I think a takeout for me from what you're saying is that you have to put yourself out there sometimes, and I think a lot of us, when we become obedient in taking that step, because the comfort zone is it's a nice place, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
place, but nothing grows there, and if you don't try something new, you will just never know. And I think you always get no's. When you ask a question, there's always a no that can come, but there's always the possibility of somebody saying yes, and you just need to put yourself out there and to ask. Lance, you got to be very brief, like us guys can be. Just your bit of advice to the youngsters out there.
Yeah, look, I mean, my advice is, just think about what you want, what you really want to be happy about. If you are going through anything, know that Releasing Eagles is available to assist you in every way possible. As whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, we teach you so many different pillars of life. But again, be real to yourself, because a lot of the times you can't disappoint anyone else, but just don't disappoint yourself at the end of the day. Yeah, that's mine for mine.
That is the very wise Mr. Lance Botha, and I want to leave the final words to the very, very proud Dr. Candice Booysen. I did say she's from Heidelberg, but I will leave the final words to you quickly.
I'll be very quick. Thank you so much, Marco. Just to remind everybody, it's from the center of the universe, Heidelberg. And I just want to say all glory and honor to God, Jesus Christ, who has saved us and who does redeem us. And to all the listeners, there is hope in Christ. He loves you with an everlasting love. And it's visions and platforms like this where we wish to express his love. And I want to say to all the sojourners, to all the Eagles, to all the leaders, to every volunteer on the program, thank you so much for being clear on your assignment, for being clear on your purpose, and for being selfless and giving the way you're giving. And for everybody else who has a mission, sometimes if God has given you a dream in your heart, you gotta go afraid sometimes. You gotta go alone if you need to. You have to invest in it yourself. Don't expect others to invest in your dream if you are not willing to invest in it. Releasing Eagles for 12 or 13 years was self-funded. So I want to say to those dreamers out there, and it's not just dreamers, but visionaries, that there are going to be ups and downs. But what God calls for, he provides for. He will never let you down, and he will never let you without. And it is such an honor. I feel completely humbled, Marco, by the kind of people that comes into RE. To all the people that had come and gone, RE is a vibe. We miss you. And Marco, my last words to everybody is, we all have been born with a purpose. If you woke up this morning, that is enough affirmation. That's the only guarantee that you need, that he isn't finished with you yet, that there is so much more to come from you. Lean into him, trust him, no matter how it seems, he's got you. So from this girl from Heidelberg, who has traveled the world, who is based in the United Arab Emirates, who has been to Paris, Paris, me and Joe. But all glory and honor to God. And Marco, thank you so much. You should have all these Eagles on your program.
I think I will. But you know what? I think I'm starting my own thing, Candice. You can have your Releasing Eagles. I'm gonna start the impossible ones.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna do that. The impossible ones. Megan, just quickly before we go, give us some details. People are already asking, how do we contact Releasing Eagles? You are the PR person, and I think it's maybe appropriate that you give all of those details quickly.
Absolutely, yes. Well, you can, of course, log on to our website, releasingeagles.co.za. We are on Instagram, that is Releasing Eagles _South Africa. And, of course, on Facebook as well at Releasing Eagles South Africa. And then, yes, I'm always available for any media or PR-related queries. It's Megan Trainer, #4, at gmail.com, or on our Releasing Eagles email, which is megan@releasingeagles.co.za.
I also thought some of the youngsters, that Megan Trainer, that's not, but it's not that one. It's this Megan.
Not that one, the eagle one.
The eagle one. Listen, it was great chatting to you. I think I need to individually chat to some of the eagles to get the broader picture and more in depth, actually. So, Candice, thank you to you for starting everything. Thank you to you, Hlengiwe. God bless you in your future. Lance, keep on representing the boy childs. Do that. And Megan Megan Eagle. This was Megan Trainer, because otherwise the people's going to bother you too much. It was great having you on the show, and may God continue to bless Releasing Eagles. Till next time, God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you so
man.
much.
Thanks, Marco.
Bye. So that was the Releasing Eagle team, and with that, I'm going to go to a break, and I will be back in a bit.